the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
For asama sa babium na mama fa nko pimu o ye papa ye frɛ no Ayikoi Otoo ni Ayikoi Otoo ni Ayikoi Otoo Ghana ye former attorney general wadi ntintima yi pa yo very very popular case ba oman mu Ayikoi Otoo ene di ani mu kodi ye na Ayikoi Otoo ana ekogina mu Emma, lawyer penny ma me get to Daraba Saki Tokunua to say ye in to Akunya, say Chief Justice, ama ya de papa friend Paul Bafuboni, Abba, na me out of my parliament etnasia and our parliament ebe who the Ombea found. Na papa friend Domelovo, ye name Domelovo, yes. Domelovo akwa ye interview bi ewo papa friend KSM show so ana Domelovo koye na nkomodidi mu no na KSM busa ne Nsem-Pii fa ma me toko no kwan aban yi na to akonwa kwan ye fa so pamo no fan justice kwan justice po aman mu ne omom keka ho gina mu a mu yi papa no ma me ne to akonwa eno na Domelovo koka se o asem kan na KSM so ke asem be Domelovo bi na no for asem odi to dwane se tama omudi ma me toko no asem no tama committee ni hia na omudi ho asem ma me toko no e ba committee nanim na ma me toko no ba committee na no oba no na okra fake document enti ade ba ko edi mu ntintiman a ma me toko no lucy case ne pa nam so aman na de ye ne to akonwa ene se ne lawyer Ayikoi Otoo the fake document and the BP mo committee nanim na nsem o kafa won de na no de na Ayikoi Otoo so ababonten se o man na bi man na miensa na nan bi se Domelovo gitum so no Ayikoi Otoo the fake document na ban na nam so ma me toko no lusu ni case o committee nanim enai ama yeyi ne to akonya onfa no yimra nya sa de besi ne first me body umiru na ama ye ni kanti Domelovo die no afi after Domelovo no ye beti response Ayikoi Otoo so e de akọ.
Now let's come to Mr. Ayikoi Otoo's attack on me. I find it very interesting. He said he has provided all the evidence to Mr. Domelovo, a former Auditor General, and I sat there and I didn't take it, and other people, I was whatever influenced my decision, he doesn't know. I want to put it on record that he provided us with evidence that were fake evidence. It will interest you to know that it is the junior of the Chief Justice, the Judicial Secretary, who appointed the Chief Justice.
How is that?
Yes, that letter he produced is signed by the Judicial Secretary appointing a Chief Justice. So if you follow the briefing that the Attorney General has been given, a lot of work is going on. Will you ask, are you satisfied? I'll say no, I am not satisfied. Because I can't see the end of the tunnel, not to talk about the light at the end of the tunnel. I can't even see it. I don't even see the end of the tunnel before the light, because I know this may continue until there's a change. In fact, the prayer of the corporates and their lawyers is that there should be a change in government. Then you hear nolli prosequa and etc., and our money is gone. The procedure that Attorney General currently is using is going to be very difficult. 9 months. 9 months is not small, my brother. We are, before we realize, we have finished a quarter of the term of President Mahama. So I think we have to change the speed at which we are moving and let people gain the confidence that things are moving and moving very fast. It begs one question. Doesn't mean they didn't prepare before coming to office, or they were not ready for winning the election. Because when I look at the quantum of money that we should recover and the speed, the snail speed at which we are moving, I'm like, when are we going to get there? We may not get there. We need to change the legal framework. And let me be blunt here. If government refuses to do these changes, it only tells me that either they are also doing the same thing, they are also stealing, or they have intention of stealing. That is the only motivation which will stop you from doing these things, which brings about quick win.
Conditions of service. You can say travel twice in a year, and there's also a travel policy. You can go with your husband or anybody of your choice. You will be entitled to say per diem, and then your whoever you go with would also be entitled to half of whatever will be given to you, blah, blah, blah. So this letter was given to the lady. Now, you know that it was a public, because it is a public institution, at the end of every year, auditors go to audit their books. So the auditors went and they found that a leadership, the chief justice, was accompanied by the husband, and that a per diem was given to the husband. On another occasion, she was accompanied by the daughter, and per diem was also paid. And so they asked the spending officer, who is the judicial secretary, Madam, how come that you made these expenses? He said, oh, we are not like every other public service. So we are the judiciary, and the Constitution guarantees us independence in our work as well as in our financial details. So if you look at the administrative guidelines for officers in the public service, we are exempted because we have to work in accordance with directives issued by the Judicial Council, which is our governing board. And as far as our governing board is concerned, there is something we call a travel policy. It came in, say, 2010. It was again amended and was again amended. So there are about 3 of those things. And this is how they operate. When all your conditions of service are there, and your travel policy is what will determine how much you will get. So we paid what he was entitled. And so nothing wrong happened. You see, this is an opportunity given to the auditee to explain a side of the story. And then later on, they will come out with something they call management letter. So eventually, a management letter came for that particular year. There was nothing about this travel in it, which meant that they have understood it. Now, I in one of my discussions in the media, I said I blamed Domelovo for everything which had happened regarding this travel matter. Because as an auditor, he should know that once there was an explanation, which the audit service admitted, that ended the matter. But rather, when they came out with their findings, they said the Chief Justice had committed a financial impropriety and that she was not entitled to receive money, tickets, and anybody being paid to the husband. Now, I said that there was an exculpatory evidence, that is evidence which shows that she could not be held liable, she is the head of an institution, and that there is a spending officer who had explained everything, and the matter had been left loose. Now, 2 days ago or yesterday, Domelovo goes to appear on the radio station, and he says that the letter that the lady brought to show that she was entitled to do those things was a fake letter. Why are you saying the letter is fake? He said because the letter was not signed by the president. The letter was signed by the spending officer, who is also the judicial secretary. And that is why I became shocked, and everybody in Ghana became alarmed. How can you have everything in the warrant that the president will give you? I will cite only 2 examples. I was appointed a Minister of State, Minister of Justice, Attorney General. After I'd been given my warrant, then I received a letter written by the secretary to the president DK will say, in which all my conditions were stated that this would be the conditions of service until at the end of the day, we will now go into Article 71, office holders benefit. The same thing when I was appointed High Commissioner. I was giving my warrant, we went to Jubilee House. Then a few days later, I had a call that I should come and take another letter from the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I said, why? I've already been appointed. I'm not going to take any letter. He said, no, you have to go. When I went, then they explained that because you are now going to work as an ambassador, we have designated you an A1 officer. So you are now working also for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And therefore, we have to give you your conditions of service. In fact, already approved by the President. But this time, the letter was signed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I said, oh, is that it? Okay, then give me and let me know what my entitlements are. And then I took the letter and signed. And they are saying that until you go and sign the letter, it means you are not ready to do the job. So we have to go and collect it. Now, if Mr. Domelovo has worked in the public service before, he ought to know that the conditions of service will not be put in the warrant, but rather in another letter which will be sent. So how come that Mr. Domelovo said the thing was fake, so he didn't even look at it at all? Again, Domelovo goes forward to say that whatever entitlements are due to the lady would only be made by the committee, and that presidential committee had not given her that opportunity. Look, Domelovo is surprising everybody, because when you are Article 71 office holder and you go to office, they don't tell you what your conditions are. They give you some, and then at the end of the term, this is what we call scratch my back and then scratch your back. That is when then the committee will sit down, determine how much should be paid to you, and then to be given by the president, and then the president will, the parliament, and parliament will also do one for the president. The president's commission will be there to pay all Article 71 holders, including parliamentarians. And then parliamentarians will also look at what they are also going to do for the president. So if the woman did not conclude a tenure of office, are you saying that she is not entitled to those things because she is an Article 71 office holder? She has not finished her term, and nobody has told her what she will be entitled to. But look at what you have done. You have managed to remove this woman for her to lose all her entitlements, and you are still going about trying to vilify and spoil her name in the public. You are not even satisfied with what you have got. This is where we are, and I'm very, very disappointed. And I think people have condemned him, and it would be in his interest rather to apologize for using those words at myself as well as at the Honorable Chief Justice that we produced a fake letter. We did it.
Assumption, what might be the motivation for these allegations and claims?
Is playing politics. Because before the government came, the government announced that they were going to remove they cannot work with them. If they want to set an agenda for the judiciary, they cannot work with her. She will be removed. Lo and behold, when they came to office, they said they had received a petition for appointment, and quickly they set up a committee. You will see that the former Chief Justice of Akufo was very pissed, and she has always said that the grounds, whatever they brought, were not good enough, and he doesn't understand how people at the Council of State did say that they have found a prima facie evidence against her. So she even came to testify that she has done nothing. Now, you look at it. The head of judiciary, by constitution, is being told that if she transfers a worker, that is stated misbehavior. Can you believe it? Can you believe this? You are the head of an institution and you cannot transfer your worker. You cannot. And then you said that, look, these are the terms, my conditions of service. It allows these things to be done. And so whatever I did in terms of travel, whatever money was given to me, whatever I all covered. Instead of going to the spending officer, Nabo, the committee went ahead to say that she being the head is ultimately held responsible. This has never happened anywhere before. Even a municipal chief executive is not held liable for any infraction. It is the chief director or the finance officers who are held liable. Do you think that what they were doing, they went to do any good work? And Domelovo, on the morning that they went to present a report, wrote on his Facebook, the strife is over, the battle is done. Was this man doing work according to his conscience, or was only determined to see to it that the woman had been removed and she saw it as a strife? They were fighting to remove her. So now the battle is over. We have removed her. We are going to present a report. I mean, it's a disgrace. It's a very disgraceful individual. This is the way I see it. It was only motivated by politics because I'm telling you, he's not satisfied with the aura they gave him. He's also not satisfied with this appointment as chairperson of a Yoko board. Maybe he's looking for something more. So he's only playing politics and doing things which would satisfy his masters. That is all.
Lawyer, many are of the view that the claim or the allegation is a defamation on your highly acquired legal reputation. Therefore, looking forward to hearing from you with an action seeking redress or otherwise to exonerate yourself from these claims or allegations.
I have used the press, the very media that he used to spill those lies and defamatory matters about me and leadership, the Chief Justice. I've used the same medium to answer him. I will advise myself at the appropriate time.
Have you been given a copy of the report containing reasons why Mamie Sabato Konu was removed?
And brother, up to today, the only letter we got were two letters. One was that appointment warrant had been revoked. The second one we got from the secretary to the president, who wrote saying that the committee has presented a report and that they have found liable to be removed from office on three main grounds. One for transferring an officer, one for this financial impropriety, which has no basis, and the third one is that, the third one is that she transferred a worker, and finally that they gave names to the president for appointment to the Supreme Court. Yet when Mahama came to office, one of the first things they did was to elevate about 13 Court of Appeal judges to the Supreme Court, citing a very work that she did, that the Supreme Court needed to be expanded because they have so much work and they are not many. So having used the same thing to elevate people, they used that same evidence to say that she went and gave names to the president without. In fact, what names did she give? She, as the head of the judiciary, can only recommend people from the judiciary. Other places, the Attorney General can also recommend people. The Ghana Bar Association can also recommend people. So what wrong did she do by recommending people? After all, when all the recommendations are made, now they are sent to the Judicial Council. And it is for the Judicial Council to say that this person, we don't think if he is fit to go. So we are not going to allow him to be there. I don't want to cite examples, but I have been there before as Attorney General and Minister for Justice. I worked there. I worked with them. So we know how these things work. Eventually, everything will go to the council. It was a mere recommendation that he made. He said, why did she make the recommendation without the Share Council? When in fact, she even eventually took the matter to the Judicial Council. So, as long as this woman does, you are just doing everything possible to remove her, and even after she has been removed, you are not happy, but you are going about still trying to damage her reputation. It's only playing politics. They have not given the report to us. The only letter we got was from secretary to the president.
Now let's come to me.
These are the reasons why she has been removed from 1st of September up till today. This is a country of rule of law. They don't want the public to see what it was that they did, so they have kept it. Assuming you are keeping it to yourself, away from the public, what about the individual against whom those allegations have been made? Is she not entitled to know? If you go to court and they find you guilty, would they read the judgment for you to know that these are the reasons why you have been found guilty? And they are keeping it. They are keeping it under their sleeves. They are keeping it. So that even if the woman wants to challenge it in court, we are going to court only at this stage using only the letter that was written by the secretary to the president. So we have never been given a copy of the report together with the recommendations, so we can challenge it. Is this rule of law? Is this why we change government? Is this why we change government?